We are Chris Lee and Blake Lovell of Southeastern 14, presented by Stakes. We're previewing every single SEC football game for Week 12 involving SEC teams. Today we get to that one you've all been waiting for. Right after we've done Texas A&M and UMass, and there was a great glitch in there. Who knows what's around the corner? New Mexico State and Missouri. I'm out of words here. Let's just go right to the offense. Mexico State averages 19.9 points a game.
No time for chit chat. Let's just get into the stats and get through it. There you go.
Usually I've got something, but this one's kind of special. Missouri giving up 25.9 points a game, even with that 66-point shellacking in Knoxville. The Aggies have fumbled it away 3 times. Missouri's recovered 6. Aggies have thrown 10 picks. Missouri's got 7. New Mexico State's been sacked 11 times. Missouri's registered 25 of those. On rushing plays, which takes out sacks, New Mexico State averaging 4.7 a carry. Missouri giving up 4.6. Pass plays, just 5.5 yards per pass play for New Mexico State. Missouri giving up 6.1. And in case you're wondering, goodness, this is a low snap count. The State averaging 29 rushing plays and 22 passing plays a game. That's not a lot of holding on to the football.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the quick numbers here for New Mexico State.
That sound right? That's crazy.
I mean, I'm looking at their numbers here. I mean, offensively, 126 nationally in total yards, 124th in passing yards, 78th in rushing yards, 115th in points scored, averaging 19.9 points a game. Yeah, going up against this Missouri defense, which, like we said, it's crazy to think they just gave up 66 points, but they're still one of the better defenses in the SEC overall. It's just against teams not named Tennessee, they've been really good. So, which again, that's not a this year thing either. That's a multi-year thing at this point. They just can't seem to stop Tennessee for whatever reason. So, yeah, I mean, Missouri's defense comes out and play the way that it's played to this point. I think they will have a lot of success here and certainly be able to slow down this team. Because I think one of the things we always try to look at is let's find some comparable games like this on New Mexico State's schedule. All right, Chris, I found 2 comparable games. Power conference competition. At Minnesota, September 1st, they lost 38-0. At Wisconsin, September 17th, they lost 66-7. And if you want to bring in the Vanderbilt comparison, New Mexico State beat Hawaii 45-26. So everything else, points wise, not having a lot of success. I mean, they just put up 51 against Lamar, but Lamar's 1-9. They're on a 3-game winning streak. UMass is 1-9 too. New Mexico's 2-8. So, or I think something like that. So this 3-game winning streak, they've got some confidence just by winning those games, but they did it against 3 teams that don't have more than 2 wins each. So, yeah, I just don't see a lot of success here for this offense against like we said, a Missouri defense. And I think we'll probably come out with a little something to prove, even though it's not a high motivation game. But after giving up 66, I think they'll come out with something to prove here.
Okay, shout out to our sponsor, Stakes. Predict sports better than the crowd for a chance to win NFTs. With Stakes, players can cement their sports predictions against friends, other fans, and influencers forever. Don't let your sports genius go overlooked. Join Stakes and have the best predictions captured in the moment. Head to playwithstakes.com/14. Use our invite code Southeastern14 for a double welcome bonus. Free to join, free to play. You win stuff, you help us out. What's not to like? Go to Stakes today and sign up. Okay, when Missouri has got the ball, it's not been especially pretty. Missouri did put up a few points in Knoxville. Tigers averaging 23.2 a game. New Mexico State giving up 25.6. Missouri's lost 10 fumbles. State has recovered 3. Missouri's thrown 9 picks. State has registered 5. Missouri has given up 21 sacks. State has 17. And let's see. Missouri is averaging 4.5 yards a rushing play. State giving up 4.7. Missouri averaging 6.2 a pass. New Mexico State allowing 5.8. Missouri's going to try to run the ball a little bit more than it throws it, 36 rushing plays to 31 on average. Well, what do we take away here?
Yeah, I mean, I think Brady Cook's actually played pretty well as of late. I think it's kind of, again, it's not a great offense, but I think he's actually, I mean, look, he ran for 106, I guess, in that game against Tennessee. Threw for a couple touchdowns, had a 40-yard run in that one. Hasn't thrown an interception since the Vanderbilt game. So, I mean, I think he's actually, I don't know. Like, again, if we ranked our quarterbacks right now, how high would he be? I don't think he'd be that high on the list. But at the same time, I mean, he's done some decent things. It's just, look, you lost 66-24 in a Tennessee game. I think you kind of throw a lot of that out. But even like a Cody Schrader running the ball before the Tennessee game, because again, right, like game script wise, it's not like they were going to be able to run the ball, I think, and be able to stay in that game once it got out of hand. They were going to have to throw a few passes. But even before that, I think he had three straight games, 65 yards or more on the ground. Yeah, I mean, I think they'll try to run the ball here, and I think they'll have success with it because if you just look at kind of the numbers again, this has not been a team that is that pass happy all that much this season, and so I think they'll try to find their way to kind of slice and dice them on the ground a bit with multiple guys. But again, I do think Brady Cook has shown he can do some things with his legs at times, and then Schrader, before that Tennessee game, again was able to do some things as well. So, I mean, beyond that, Chris, I don't know what we say. I think that Missouri just has not been a high-powered offensive team against SEC competition, but in a game like this, I mean, certainly I think you can see them put up some points. So,
Well, both teams still have a little bit to play for. Both teams are technically in position to be bowl eligible. New Mexico State's 4-5 with 3 to play. Missouri is 4-6 with 2 to play. You get this one, get Arkansas, you're 6-6 and get in a bowl, which I think is exactly what happened a year ago. Missouri, when it got blown out against Kansas State, which is a really good team, by the way, we didn't know as much at the time. We thought it was, but Kansas State has since proven to be pretty good. Missouri responded fairly well, blew out Abilene Christian for what that's worth, took Auburn to overtime on the road, and then darn near beat Georgia. Missouri's defense has been really, really good, except for Tennessee, which can make anybody look bad. I kind of throw that one out. We've got a 27.5 point line on this one with a 47.5 over under. Anything from covers or anywhere that gives us a clue on what to do here?
not a ton. I mean, there's some kind of coverage got, like I said, they always got just a lot of fun numbers you can look at, but like New Mexico State's 7-1 against the spread versus a team with a losing record. Um, but again, think about like their schedule too. I talked about like their
Yeah,
three-game winning
the
streaks
teams they
against.
play with losing record are
I
not
was gonna
SEC
say, yeah,
teams.
they're not
Yeah.
SEC teams, so keep that in mind. I think the unders hit a lot. I think for Missouri, this season, 8 out of 10 games. So I think we always say, remember, we're not professional bettors. We're just telling you if we're seeing how this game plays out and you are a better numbers to think about. I tend to think that this, even at a 47 over under, which is low for a lot of games we've seen, I still tend to think it'll be the under because I just feel like this is a defensive game. Um, I find it, I don't know how New Mexico State scores. Missouri comes out and plays defense the way that we know they can. Um, and I'm not saying they won't score a point, but I just think it's going to be hard to put up a lot of points. And meanwhile, you know, it's Missouri's offense to the point to where they're going to put up 70 in a game like this. I don't
No.
necessarily know that. So I tend to think this will be kind of a lower scoring game, but again, they could win 45-3 and it's the over, right? So yeah, I mean, look, I'm picking Missouri to win. It's just how many points do they give up, I think is the question. So
Well, the predicted score based on the spread and the line is 38-10 Missouri. Missouri has not scored 38 points all year, excepting an
that
opening
game, first
day
game,
win
yeah.
against Louisiana Tech. In fact, Missouri's not gotten into the 30s since when? September the 17th, is that right?
That would have been
That
the
is
Abilene
right.
Christian game, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I like the under here too. I mean, I could see this being 27-0 Missouri or something like that. 27-3.
Yeah. I mean, it is
take the under. I don't really have a feeling on who covers.
cold weather, probably, my guess. Yeah, I think I think Missouri's defense will control this one, and I find it hard to see a lot of offense for New Mexico State here, and I just don't know how much offense Missouri puts up, even against a team that is not necessarily in the same range of the opponents they played in SEC competition. So,
well, we cover every single SEC game, preview them all, whether they are compelling or not. And with that, so we will have a preview of your favorite SEC team and its game for Week 12. Best way to catch those, hit that subscribe button. Thanks to our sponsor, Steaks. He's Blake Lovell. I'm Chris Lee. We'll see you again soon with another SEC football preview.